Knights Academy. Training's in session.
So, you guys are on the ship. They have just taken them in there a minute ago.
May I make a request of the captain before he goes in?
Yes.
When you get what you need from him, just give him a swift death.
Well, it's not up to me to give them a death. We need to get the information, and then it's up to the governments.
Oh, you're actually going to turn him over?
Well, that's my plan.
Oh. Well, okay. Well, never mind then.
So, I mean, I have the right to kill them if I want, but I'd rather them pay for the damages they have done to my employer financially. So.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I misjudged you. I apologize.
Otherwise, I would agree with you. If we were further out at sea, I probably would. So, he will head in to the room with into the galley with Saxon. What are you guys doing?
I don't know. I'm just gonna sit and.
Currently, some of the sailors that are still there are just taking any of the enemies and just throwing them overboard, and then they're gathering up their friends and properly wrapping them up, preparing their bodies.
Damn.
At least one guy is trying to scrub the blood off the deck.
Wait, can I search the bodies that they're thrown over before they throw them over?
Give me a initiative roll, a dexterity check to see if you are able to start doing that before they start throwing them over. You're able to get to at least two of them, and that's it, before they throw the rest over.
Okay.
An investigation roll searching them?
By the power of Batman.
Wow, with a -1, that's impressive. Alright, so you will find two you want to write this down, or?
I'll write down, yeah. Hold on.
Alright. I'm going to tell you the worthless stuff at the end that you find. Or actually, I'll tell you the worthless stuff first that you could just forget about. There is a leather armor that is so used it is unrepairable. Pretty much worthless. And there is a broken dagger. Now, outside of that, things that are actually useful, there are two scimitars.
Hold on. Broken dagger. Two scimitars?
Two scimitars. A decent set of leather armor. It's fairly new. A hand crossbow with 6 bolts.
You said one crossbow?
Hand crossbow.
Okay.
One hand crossbow.
Dibs.
6 bolts. You'll find between the two of them 13 gold, 7 silver, and a small black gem.
What's the black gem? Is it just a black gem, or is there something special about it?
Give me an intelligence check. You have no idea whatsoever. You're pretty sure it's worthless. Maybe they thought it was something like good luck something or another, but it seems worthless to you.
What's your wisdom score?
My wisdom is...
Everybody has to have a dump stat.
I'm aware. I'm just making sure that that's not his dump stat.
Hell, I got 3 dump stats.
My biggest ones are charisma, constitution, and strength.
He probably has a 10 in dexterity, I'm guessing, and either a 10 or a 12 in wisdom. Am I
10
right?
in wisdom, 10 and a 14 in constitution.
So, yeah.
Okay.
You could play some awesome, like, George of the Jungle moments, level of intelligence at times.
I'm just throwing it out there.
And playing a paladin, you could pull some very interesting moments as well.
I have to ask, like, if I'm somewhere on top of the ship, probably looking to help the crewmen do whatever it is they're doing, whether it's cleaning up or by mending or by helping with the bodies. But can I roll a perception to see if I can spot the gem or the stone?
Yes, go for it.
What's up, boys?
How's it going, man?
Welcome
It's
back.
going all right. It's been quite the week.
Busy with work or what?
Yeah, mostly, man. We've been doing like all these apartments, and it's like federally funded. It's where like I literally got off at like 6 o'clock today.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal. It's better than
It's
not
not
having
bad.
a job.
Yeah, so I'm making like good money doing it, but just long days. So I'm like exhausted.
Yeah, well, get it while you can, right?
That's true. Like I might sound like I'm complaining. I'm not. These big paychecks, I'm gonna love them for sure.
Yeah, it'll let you have a few weeks off without having to work, so.
I know that's what's gonna be nice.
Alright.
But all right.
So, just catching everything up. Last week, you were absent. I'll let them fill you in, actually. You guys can fill them in on what happened last week.
Well,
Chloe?
we
got into a fight.
On the high seas.
That took up a lot of the time. Do you remember how the captain picked up a group of people?
Yeah, while we were still there the week before.
Yeah. Those are the
Okay.
people that have been basically hijacking the ship, stealing the loot, and making everybody lose their memories.
Okay.
And then they started to try to do that. We stopped them, and that was basically the game. And now, me and the captain are in the kitchen performing an interrogation, and everybody else is outside. That's where we're at.
Now, it does require being slightly more specific because the beginning of the fight, one of our adversaries, who's a little halfling, tried to sneak a casting of a charmed person on the captain, and in order to put a stop to it, Vol bull rushed, tackled, and separated the captain off of his own ship in order to protect him from that spell.
Yeah, he threw the captain into the lifeboat and then cut the lifeboat free.
That's how the fight started.
So the captain thought it was a mutiny.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, kind of it was. He just didn't realize who the mutineers actually were.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a fair possibility that the only reason the crew didn't start to attack us is because the other members of the opposing party just
started attacking
everybody in a panic. So everybody figured it out pretty quick.
Honestly, it was a combination of that and Saxon had befriended them. Because Saxon got drunk with all of them. So.
Oh, that's right. I was there that night.
That actually boosted and helped them actually side with you guys a little more so. So Saxon could have actually probably done a mutiny on his own, and they may have even a few of them probably would have joined him.
Could take the ship for ourselves.
So,
Opportunity missed.
Not really.
So now you guys are just cleaning up after the fight. Saxon is currently in the galley with the captain and the two assailants that were captured. All the rest were killed or two of them fled. There is 4 casters. 2 of the casters are missing. They either dove overboard, got thrown overboard, or somehow escaped. Basically, one of those two, in the combination of those two. The rest of everybody else is killed or is currently in the galley getting ready to be interrogated by Saxon.
And one of the guys that surrendered, I offered to kill, and Gruck told me not to.
Thinking it mercy.
Just learn. You listen to Gruck.
Because wait.
Jackson, get down. Chloe, get down.
So, you guys are
Cool.
you're currently cleaning up. It's been about 5 minutes or so since Saxon and the captain have gone into the galley. And
Quick, was my perception good enough to see that stone?
yes.
Can I do an intelligence check to try to know what it is?
Yeah, go for it.
They're okay. Had to try.
What is going on?
Those are some of the sampling of sounds that you are hearing from the galley.
Those are actually kind of hilarious.
I came over to see the reaction.
Like, I just think it's funny because those are horrible screams.
Yes, they are. It's the best thing I could find on short notice.
It's how Pink screams. Shh, don't tell anybody.
But lots of blood-curdling screams, basically. Pain screams. Or like that. A couple like that.
Girlish scream.
The halfling. After about... How long was it, Saxon? Half
About
hour?
an
Hour?
45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Is
After
what
about
you
45
said.
minutes, Saxon will come walking out with a rag that is completely bloody, wiping some more blood off of his hands. The captain will follow him out, looking quite pale and queasy. And the captain will be like, you can ask the little guy anything. He'll just say he'll come back in. Points to Saxon if he doesn't answer. And the captain just kind of wanders away in a daze.
I take it we can go in now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, well, no. I guess I'll go walking in.
Saxon,
I'm gonna go in,
I'm
too.
going to allow you to describe the scene they walk into.
Okay. The little guy, the halfling, is bound and gagged and completely unharmed.
And he's also in his skivvies.
And he's also in his skivvies. And, well, okay. Did he have any tattoos? We didn't actually answer that question.
No, he did not.
Okay.
The big guy did, which you removed.
Okay. Yeah. The big guy is chained to the wall. The name of all of the sailors that have died is carved into his chest. It looks as though the various appendages, think fingers, toes, knees, etc., have been completely turned to powder. He has no tongue, no eyes, and what looks to be a severe amount of broken bone. Basically, he has half a hit point. And I took my time getting there.
Did you get anything useful out of him?
Well, eyeballs are useful.
Okay.
Did you get any useful information out of him?
Inside your head, you're gonna hear it wasn't him I was interrogating.
Sorry.
I'm aware of that.
He didn't.
Did you get any useful information out of him? I will be more
What was his
specific and point to
which
the
part?
halfling.
Oh, he hasn't asked him anything yet. You guys got to start asking questions now.
Yeah, he hasn't been asked anything yet. I'm gonna take the husk of the shell of a man outside and.
If you move him, he will probably die.
Okay, fine. We'll wait.
You need to just leave him there or heal him first.
All right, we'll wait. He can sit there and suffer.
Well,
I will walk up, pull up a chair, ungag the little guy, look at him, and say, "You remember the deal I gave the other one?"
What do you want to know?
I'll look around. Does anybody wish to ask him any questions, or is it my turn?
no, I don't know what the deal was that you gave the other one.
Do you
Well,
say
that
that
wasn't-
or in character?
That was just a precursor.
You
which
could
did
ask
not
him that.
Give a response. What deal? What do you mean?
I made a deal with the other guy. He didn't like the terms of the agreement.
Be cordial.
He refused the said deal.
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not refusing it. Please don't cut my tongue out. I'm reasonable.
Okay. What questions would you like answered, guys?
Let's start simple.
Like, you
Who
can
are
tell this guy... Okay, he has his skivvies on. You can also tell that he has urinated recently in them. As well, by the way.
Does he have heart-shaped skivvies too?
No, he does not.
Oh.
No, they're not.
Dang.
They're not hearts. They're little gold pieces.
Oh, how
His
nice.
version of a heart.
Yeah, what Grux said. What's her name?
Isaac.
Your full name.
Of course, you have to ask for that, don't you?
Can we just go with Isaac?
Yeah,
Isaac.
It's two names, Eyes and Ack.
Isaac Littlehill. Just call him Littlehill.
Fair enough.
Halfling names.
Really? Nobody? Okay.
I'm writing, give me a
hired-
second.
Who hired you?
Nobody.
Nobody?
How long have you guys been doing this?
Couple of years.
The same group, or is anybody newer?
What do you mean? Like, people were attacking?
No, have the four of you been together the entire 2 years, or
The others are come and go, but yeah, the four of us, yes, the whole 2 years. Yes.
where'd you meet?
School.
What school?
The school of, yeah, I didn't even come up with the name of this one.
Are you still students?
Arcane School in Thorburn. It's literally called Arcane School. They're not very creative up there.
Fair enough. Are you still students, or did you graduate?
Still students. It's very expensive, very, very expensive, and we had to come up with a way to pay the tuitions to stay. This is the solution.
What are the names of the other 3 members of your group,
Well,
him included?
the one over. I gave you his name. What was his name? Do you remember, Pink?
Fuck no.
He'll tell you
That's
the
an
name.
interesting
I
name.
have to go look up the last video, the torture video, in order to find out the name. I didn't write it down.
What
he-
about the
what's it?
2 girls?
One is her name is Sky Brighthall,
Which
and the other one is Violet. I've never heard her last name. I think it's honestly just Violet.
which one's which?
Violet's the one that dove overboard after the arcane focus you threw over. Sky is the one you
Okay.
knocked overboard the first round.
All right, hang on. I gotta make a note. Hey, I mean, you guys can continue. Sorry.
And you can see, even when he glances at you, he's keeping a half eye on Saxon the entire time. He is clearly terrified of Saxon.
Good. It's smart as well. When you select your targets, the ships, is there a particular way you do that, or has it just been random, whatever you book passage on?
It's never been random. We've always had a mark.
How have you gotten the information on these marks?
Studying them for a while. Scries.
Nobody ever pointed it out to you? You just did your homework?
Did our homework and planted seeds, yes.
What seeds?
Apparently you tampered with his seed. The ring.
How many of those do you have out?
He looks at Saxon. I wasn't in charge of it, but I know of at least 4.
Who was in charge of it?
Violet.
What can you tell me about Violet?
What do you want to know?
Is she single?
Well, probably
I'm just gonna
now.
kind of look over at you. Where's she from?
I believe she was from Zaglon. But her ancestry could have been from anywhere.
That was Violet?
Yeah.
Who else does she hang out with?
Just us. She doesn't really hang out with anybody else, at least at school. She kept private in some of her downtime. I mean, I spent a lot of time with her, but it wasn't really talking much.
Are you the only... You 4, are you guys the only ones that she's hung out with, or has she hung out with any other people?
I don't know. I'm the only ones that I know for sure.
How old is she?
I would guess in her 20s.
Who did you sell the goods to after you robbed the ships?
There's some people, and I don't know exactly where they are. We go to in Zaglon, and they take the ship and they sell it elsewhere, as well as all the goods. By the way, guys, he's being so extremely forthcoming because he had 3 natural ones during the interrogation. He has no will left whatsoever. He's paused a couple times because he really doesn't want to reveal this information, but then he remembers how terrified he is of Saxon. It was some bad rolls on my part.
The big guy had some pretty good rolls.
He kept his own for a good portion. He did have that nat 1, though, which is the first scream that happened. And that kind of went downhill from there for him, because everything started going to disadvantage. So I'd roll a 19 and a 2. So he'd have to have the 2. He's like, God.
Do you know where Violet got the rings from?
She made them.
Okay.
She is a wonder at crafting.
Wait, I didn't hear that.
She's a wonder at crafting.
What other kind of things does she make?
Various items? I can't even name them all.
Give me a few examples.
Wands, pendants, rings, cloaks, robes.
Do they all do the same general thing, or does she make a selection of various powers within these items.
Various things, but a lot of them do have the same effect. It's useful for the chosen few to have the ability to bypass and go straight to a mind.
You said that you were still in school in Thorburn. Are classes currently active, or are you in between sessions?
Well, it's not exactly classes in the traditional sense. At this point, being senior class members, which is the highest grade, it's more just independent studies, but still under the guidance of the headmasters and teachers.
And do you know who Violet or Sky studied underneath?
Same professor I did.
And
Who's that?
We're all in enchanters, so.
What's the name of the professor?
I'm trying to find something that sounds good right now.
What was the name of the evil bitch from the art department?
Solid.
God.
God damn it, we made up a drink about her.
Soloway.
Yeah!
I already yeah. No, it's actually going to be it's a male, Professor Arthur.
Like King Arthur, or
Just like that, except Professor instead of King.
For now. Just kidding. How closely watched are all the students at this school?
We're all monitored.
So how is it that you guys are able to get away from the school without the professors noticing?
There's spells to counteract the monitoring.
So you're saying
Spells for everything.
spells. So you're saying the professors are easily decepted through,
Decepted?
or like deceived through lower ranking people's spells?
Well,
I have a 10 intelligence. Leave me alone.
an 8 intelligence. He's role
Yeah,
playing.
I'm gonna go with Decepted was in character, so was mine.
Decepted?
I would say what? He does keep pausing as he's talking, and you can see him keep glancing over at Thorn for a second.
Insight check? Or, yeah, that would work, wouldn't it?
The professors they're extremely smart. It's just a combination of illusions and other things. You can still get away with anything. It's about not outsmarting, just outdoing.
So you're saying you can outdo your superiors?
Well, I've been getting away with it for so far, so yeah. Can't you?
Apparently not, since I'm here.
What's the name of your headmaster?
Headmaster. God, no. I really should have wrote down some of these things for an interrogation. I'm trying to think through some of the mages I've played.
Vandalheimer.
We'll go with Vandal. That's good. Headmaster Vandal. I like that. He's been headmaster there for, longer than the lands have been split.
What kind of spellcaster is he? I mean, like, how would you describe him as a person, spellcaster?
I would describe him with one word: Archmage.
Hmm.
Oh, so we got everything we need out of this guy then? Should we go talk to this Violet person?
She's gone.
Yeah,
Violet dove
not here.
overboard after an arcane
I bet
focus.
this guy could take it to her. She's got to go back to class, right?
That's true.
I think we're headed in the wrong direction at the moment, but
Do you honestly think we really need him?
We don't.
We
to
don't.
stand
But
trial and
see-
pay for his crimes, yes.
That's not to what I was referring.
The other one, same thing.
Sure.
Your actions served their purpose, and now he needs to pay for what he's done.
How much
Aside
we
from
getting?
already what he's had to go through?
How much are we getting paid for this again?
A fair amount.
And do we have to bring him back alive?
The captain asked us to.
Technically,
Legally
no, but
speaking, yes.
legally, yes. They're gonna if you bring them back alive, they're gonna pay for their crimes and could perform some restitution. If they come back dead, at least justice has been served. The nobleman doesn't care as much. The captain is taking it more personally, saying he wants them alive.
Okay.
Does anybody have any further questions for Isaac?
I can't think of anything.
I do. Where does she live?
In dorms.
What's
I've never
her
known
room
another
number?
home.
What's her room number?
13 and building C.
Oh, fucking weak.
What?
All of the information I just typed out about her got deleted. Hang on.
Edit, undo.
Well, I can get you the file and you can watch it again if you need any information back.
I'm trying to remember what I got.
I don't know if I specifically kept everything that you specifically kept, but I've
Where
got
was
some.
she from? Where was she from?
Zagmon.
He thinks.
Pilot, 13 building C, and a 20 Arthur from Zygon. Did she ever talk about family?
No. She talked about a best friend growing up, but he died.
Did she give you a name?
Hold on, I'm gonna... He's being as forthcoming as he can, but maybe he doesn't remember everything.
I'm aware of that, and I'm
he
going
does.
to...
Jack-up.
What'd you say?
Jack-up. It's like Jacob, but pronounced slightly different.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
I do not. I'm gonna walk over and cast Cure Wounds on the knight.
How much money have you made off of this?
I was just the one that led the missions. I didn't deal with the money. That was Sky. She
So
was
then,
a financial mind.
So then, how'd you pay for your classes?
She took care of it.
She took care of it.
Everybody had a job. We all did our own jobs.
And she did the most jobs.
No, Sky did the accounting. Violet made the items.
I know.
I was the one who had the best mind manipulation, so I cast on the captain to keep to orchestrate the deals, and Bruiser over there was the bruiser.
How'd that work out for him?
Not very well, apparently. He was my bodyguard for many years.
I don't think he's going to be doing that anymore.